Very strong breeze blowing out of the north, and a big crowd in at the stadium today as Alan Langer takes the Brisbane Broncos out. They will have done their homework that they maybe didn't do for the corresponding game last year. O'Neill, Hancock, Renouf, Johns, Khan, Walters, Langer, Lazarus, Kerrod the hooker, G, Thorne, Can and Ryan. Wayne Bennett in charge of the Broncos. John Simon it is that kicks off. Illawarra a big winner over the Auckland Warriors last weekend, and of course Brisbane likewise over Western Suburbs. It was the Magpies, however, that defeated Illawarra at Campbelltown in the opening round by that slender margin, as the Broncos get first use of the football out on their 30-metre line. And joining me in commentary today is Stephen Roach, and this should be certainly worthy of the match of the day, Steve.
Yeah, certainly, Ray. The player that I'll be looking for will be Darren Fritz up against the probably the best front rower in the world in Glenn Lazarus. If he can repeat his performance of last year, it'll go a long way for Illawarra to win this game.
He takes it up to the 30-metre point almost for the Steelers. On the last tackle we are, and it's with Langer to the air, the breeze pushing it down the ground. Beecham, he lost it. Khan almost got underneath his nose and took it, but it's Illawarra coming back, and a penalty has been given to them.
We've probably been told by Wayne Bennett to put plenty of pressure on Rex Turp. Hasn't had an unhappy start to the season this season, missing a lot of tackles early, so I'm sure Alan Langer will put a lot of pressure on with the kicking game there.
Richards picked up and driven into the ground by the Broncos. That was the kick from Langer, and Khan went within an ace of getting a clean ball, but he had been ruled offside. John Simon then with the restart, as Illawarra will attempt to reply to the pressure applied by Brisbane and applied by Alan Langer more specifically, and Lazarus. They try, and eventually they get him down. He plays the ball for Kerrod Walters to use Willie Khan coming off the wing. Khan, centre of the ground, 11 metres out. Kerrod Walters dummies to Langer, uses Andrew G. He got a pass away. It had a little question mark on it. And this is Brad Thorne who will play it. 3 metres out from the line. From Kerrod Walters, a long ball. Langer does likewise. Kevin Walters. And then it's Julian O'Neill in from the fullback position. Good defence by the Steelers. O'Neill plays it 10 metres out. Kevin Walters runs to the line. Then Lazarus. And Lazarus is a metre out. The last tackle, Langer's calling for it. It was a sloppy play, the ball, but they'll still score. Ryan gets in, and it was all so easy in the final analysis. Brisbane score, Peter Ryan, 4 points to nothing.
Well, the biggest problem there for Illawarra, dropping off tackles. We see the long ball. Alfie Langer used the decoy. Rodwell it was who came in, allowed Ryan on the outside of him. Bad play there from Rodwell, but an easy try to Peter Ryan.
They were under some pressure, though, but the way it came at the end was very soft. 97 career goals for Julian O'Neill. Goals away from his century of goals, and there it is between the uprights. So Julian O'Neill has converted the Peter Ryan try. Brisbane 6, the Steelers nothing at Steelers Stadium. John Simon's kick-off is quite deep considering the strength of the breeze. Willie Khan. Oh, Khan! He sent him off! Martin Masella has been sent off by Eddie Ward.
Yeah, it was a swinging arm too, Martin Masala. There's no excuses for that sort of tackle. It was on the same plane as his head. The right arm swung straight across the mush of Willie Khan, and he looks to be in a lot of trouble. The Broncos come straight in. Here it is. Oh, a dead set swinging arm there from Martin Masala, and it looks like Kelvin Giles ordering Willie off to the head bin.
Well, Willie Khan is probably the last person in rugby league that needed another high shot. The body bending back like an archer's bow. A sickening blow to Willie Khan, who has taken several head-high shots in recent times. The tap to be taken by Callaway, and Fritz now charges up at them. Just ahead of getting that right knee up a bit higher than his natural running style. That could be a worry for him. Pinchinelli now, 30 metres out, centre of the ground. The Steelers in front of a big home crowd, and they've got all the work to do. Timmins is taken by Langer. Brisbane, of course, will have to be doubly sure of what they do out there now, because so often we see when a player gets sent off, one from the other side is not too far distant in following. Across the line, Beecham out in the outside centre. He's held there about 7 metres out from the line. The little fullback plays the ball. Simon pushes it on. Across to Pinchinelli. They had the numbers on the right. They come back to the centre. And Timmins is pulled down and a penalty. A penalty goes to Illawarra.
Well, wasn't that great hands there from the Illawarra Steelers? A beautiful pass from John Simon onto Pinchinelli. Very underrated player. They looked like they were going to score out here on the left-hand side.
No Rod Wishart in the Illawarra side, so John Simon called on to do the goal kicking, his first time as goal kicker this year. And an easy kick for him, one would think. 11 metres out, almost sitting on top of the uprights. He gets the first points for Illawarra. They're on the board, 6-2 they're trailing, but they're down to 12 men. Takes it ahead. He had Walters with him. He got inside the tackle of Fritz. Somehow or other got it away. Kieran Walters tries to bat it down. John Cross has knocked it on. It'll be interesting to see what Eddie Ward says here. Well, he said play on. It'll make an interesting replay. This is McGregor. Played back now for Callaway. A penalty goes to the Steelers. John Simon successful with his one and only attempt just a short time back. Raises the flags again, so Illawarra edging closer to Brisbane. Now they trail 6 points to 4. Right on the blue Pacific, the Steelers Stadium, or as the fat man would say, adjacent to the Wollongong Ocean. And Pinchinelli brings it back 15 metres out from his line. Callaway, here's the call from Cross, and he's picked up and driven. Oh my goodness, Lazarus got right underneath the rib cage and drove with the thighs. Langer. Hancock off the left wing, dances around Fritz and is met there by Sean Timmins and Dean Callaway. And now a penalty goes to Brisbane. The Steelers hanging on too long in the tackle. Julian O'Neill converted the try, scored earlier, now raises the flags off this penalty. So Brisbane push a little bit further in front. They lead 8-4. Simon, a little kick. Richards was offside. Renouf read it. Renouf playing in that uncustomary jumper 33 today.
Well, the idea was right there from John Simon. They saw that Michael Hancock had dropped back for the kick. The little chip through, had it gone over Renouf's head, it could have been a good play from the Steelers. McGregor there. Hancock right back ready for the kick.
Here's Hancock now, stretching out inside the 30-metre line. Sailor's coming up on his inside. The pass goes to ground and it's with the Steelers. Clean break made by the Broncos, Michael Hancock. Callaway pushes it across. Richards on. Simon with a long pass. It's out with Jonathan Britton. He's being chased by Kevin Walters. O'Neill comes at him, and now he throws the dummy. O'Neill took the dummy. McGregor's there. McGregor, he'll score. He'll bring the joint down. Big roar goes up. Length of the failed try. Jonathan Britton made the cake, and Paul McGregor put the icing on it. They draw level.
Tremendous try there from the Illawarra Steelers. Here's the break from Michael Hancock. I thought Wendell Saylor was a little bit late to come in on the inside. A good tackle there. Turk came back, and straight from here, the turnover. Illawarra willing to spread the ball straight away. John Simon saw it was on with this long pass. Gets on the outside, and there's Britton, the replacement. Too much pace there for Kevy Walters. Julian O'Neill was in a little bit of two minds whether he'd go inside for McGregor. The little dummy thrown, and look at this. He finally catches him, O'Neill, and McGregor sprints away. And look who's there, Glenn Lazarus. What a great chase from him. That's unbelievable.
I didn't see that blocker. You're quite right. What about Glenn Lazarus? Put him in your black book for a maiden somewhere on a Wednesday. Lazarus. I didn't see this, but that's Glenn Lazarus making that vain attempted tackle. Tremendous try. Illawarra really doing a Brisbane on Brisbane, throwing it around inside their own 20-metre line. That's great rugby league. The crowd loved it. Well, we sing the praises of Jonathan Britton and Paul McGregor and Glenn Lazarus, but this man, he summed it up with that long pass. He converts the try that he started. Illawarra 10, Brisbane 8, the Steelers with 12 men. Now they go to the right again with Beecham, the fullback. McGregor now standing back deep in the three-quarter line off to the left as Richards is put away. A metre out from the line. Callaway a dummy half. Here they come now. Simon with the long ball. Pinchinelli finds McGregor. McGregor the dummy, and he goes in. Oh, you could read it. You could read it a half an hour in advance of it happening. And the Kangaroo centre, the ill-fated Kangaroo centre, does it himself, Paul McGregor.
Yeah, well, the dangerous ball player is Neil Pinchinelli, very underrated. The long ball again from John Simon. The sliding defence of Brisbane Broncos puts him in the space on the outside of Chris Johns. It would have been a try anyway. He throws the dummy and scores the try. And put that down to the sliding defence, not numbering up properly. Here's the dummy again. His wing three-quarter Rex Turp would have scored the try. Sailor in two minds.
So head on, this is how it looked. Wendell Sailor really had a job and a half on his hands. Is he the heir apparent to the Mal Meninga Australian jumper? Is it Terry Hill? Three out of three for John Simon. Can he convert from near the touchline? He's hooked it. So no change to the scoreboard. 14 points to 8. That's how it looks. Incredible turnaround from Illawarra. Simon now. Beecham up on the back line. He goes back to the short side for Pinchinelli. Callaway, Simon, Beecham now. Taken out by Kerrod Walters. Right on the 20-metre line they are. To the left they come for Darren Fritz. And Fritz is put away. 12 metres out from the line. Langer making the tackle with Brad Thorne. Callaway for Simon. Now it's in the hands of Timmins. McGregor out there. Tries to get around Renouf. Gets the ball out the back. And it's still with Illawarra. To be played out there by Britton on the fifth tackle. Now it's with Cross and they go to the air. It'll sit up there into the breeze. Comes down for Richards. It's play on. It comes from Cross away. Callaway angles back. Gets the ball away. Rodwell, he gets it away, but Hancock, he comes up with it for Brisbane. Hancock making a great run just outside the 30-metre line. Well, these two sides, if you didn't know any better, it looks like they've been told to go out there and entertain. And look at Wendell Sailor dodging his way up to the Illawarra 40-metre line. Langer for Kevin Walters. He looks for his captain to stay with him, but they're able to keep the ball against his chest, and Kevin can't pass it. Kerrod can. He gives it off now for Brad Thorne. Richards goes in to make the tackle with Timmins. Down on the Illawarra 20-metre line. 6 points the difference. Illawarra in front. Langer and Kevin Walters, they combine. Now Langer on for Sailor. That's a beautiful piece of work by the Brisbane halves. They've laid the foundation, not only in this game, but since the season start. They come back to 14-12 now.
Yeah, what a great passage of play here. The run around again by Alfie Langer. Gee, they do it so well. The inside ball, and he stays alive, Alfie Langer. Good vision from Langer. He sees the winger Terps come in. The long ball over to Wendell Sailor, and I don't think he'll ever score an easier one than that, Rabs.
Julian O'Neill is about to attempt his 100th successful goal. And he's got it, I do believe, from the touchline. Great kick from Julian O'Neill. Brings the scores level. And Julian's 100th goal in first grade.
I know, Rabs, that he was embarrassed about his season last year, so he's really put in the off-season and very hungry for a big year this year.
5 tackles gone. Kerrod Walters appealing for a penalty. It's not forthcoming. Langer is. He puts the kick across. Renouf picks it up on the bounce and puts it over the line. Hello. The Brisbane Magicians are starting to work their music again.
Well, that'll do me. There was nothing on it. It looked like it come off the side of his boot. Renouf. Planned move. They do it all the time. Have a look at the inside runners. Off his right boot, right in the middle. And that's the place to score him, Rabbi.
Well, what an incredible passage of play coming up to the break. A passage of play that firmly favoured Brisbane. They go to the break, 20 points to 14 up. Illawarra had led by 6, it seems, only a couple of seconds ago. We'll break and be back with more of this exciting match from Steelers Stadium in just a moment. Welcome back to Steelers Stadium. The start now of the second half with Julian O'Neill kicking off and Neil Pinchinelli bringing it back. 9 metres out. They centralise play. Langer, a short pass for Alan Cann. Illawarra calling personnel back onto the other side of the ground. That's where Brisbane are going. Langer, a beautiful pass, and Johnny Plath is in. Well, Langer has taken this game by the scruff of the neck. He realised that it was a pretty ordinary performance they were displaying. And in the period leading up to halftime and immediately thereafter, Alan Langer has grabbed it and has got Brisbane online again.
Oh, great play there.
Julian O'Neill has been something of a quiet achiever in goal kicking this year, 85%, and that's a nice kick from an acute angle. Another 2 points to the Brisbane total. Langer now. Hancock. Kevin Walters gave him a decoy on the inside. Now it's out to Renouf. He looks for his second try. He angles back in. Oh, some of that defence was puerile. And Renouf gets his second try of the game.
Well, are they a great football side or what? They worked to the middle, decided to spread the ball there. Langer involved again. A long pass to Hancock. He beats a couple on the outside. McGregor at fault there. Draws him in. A beautiful pass to Renouf. Have a look at the strength of this bloke. He comes again there, the second row thought. Pinchinelli, and just pushes him off. Great try to Renouf.
Well, Neil Pinchinelli, he's got no greater admirer than I, but twice in the same play he's been beaten in defence. Hancock got outside him. Pinchinelli comes down again and has another shot, and Renouf brushes him away again. So Renouf gets his second try of the match and his 70th try. So Julian O'Neill has that in front of him to convert the try. He's hooked it around too much. So the scoreboard, Brisbane 30, Illawarra 14. 10 metres short of halfway. Callaway used Fritz as a decoy and then did some nice work before giving Ben Duckworth the opportunity to make more ground. From Callaway, it's gone into no man's land. Total breakdown of communication. Scott England will play it on tackle number 5. McGregor goes into dummy half as if to say, what is going on? John Simon, a little bit of the old George Best, and they're going to get in, are they? McGregor, he goes for his third try and gets it. 25th minute, 30th minute, and another one at the 50th minute. Well, what about John Simon?
Well,
get him a job with Manchester United immediately, Blocker. Forget about the contract with the Roosters.
We've seen some freakish things in this game already. John Simon, watch this. A little chip over the top without even gathering the ball with his hands. Onto the replacement. Who is it? Number 28, Duckworth. He draws in. Good effort there from Michael Hancock to cover up the tackle, but McGregor in for his second. That was a freakish bit of stuff there from John Simon. As you said, the little chip kick.
Well, Paul McGregor, his third try, and all coming today.
Nobody has claimed the prize.
Mary McGregor, what a nickname. He's had a, what you might call a staggered chain of luck, Paul McGregor. Badly smashed up in the Tui's Challenge start of last year. Then a terrible hamstring injury on the Kangaroo Tour. Simon, John. Manchester United maybe. And from the sideline, it's a beauty. So he converts 4 into 6. And the Steelers remind us they're not gone yet.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's get behind it.
Yeah. That's fine what you say, Stephen, but if he did knock the ball down, and if Brisbane comes up with it, I would have thought it was 6 again. Skelton makes a break up the centre, looks around, and there's Rodwell, but it's forward. Oh, Eddie Ward was in a perfect line, makes it hard to disagree with him. Skelton scurried up the centre. And in relation to his body, you'd have to think the pass was fine. Fritz comes off.
A hard one to tell there, Rabbits.
Renouf play the ball. 5 tackles gone, says Eddie Ward. It's with Langer, who kicks across. Hancock's coming quickly. And Jonathan Britton pulls it, lets it go to ground. And John Plath will play it with 6 more tackles. The tackle count nullified by referee Ward. Hancock decides to do it himself. Did he get it down? Eddie Ward says yes and gives the try.
Well, that's poor play there from the replacement Britton. Looked like he was asleep there. Hancock just went into dummy half after a good kick through.
5 successes from 6 attempts for Julian O'Neill, and this is not coming around as he wanted. So the try of Michael Hancock's goes unconverted, but Brisbane lead by 14 points. Beecham across for McGregor. McGregor puts on a sprint and Rodwell's there to support him. Rodwell looks on the inside, but Rex Turper's overrun him. The centres combining there, McGregor and Rodwell. Simon, long ball over for Pinchinelli. Pinchinelli stands and turns it in. It's with Timmins now. Across for Scott England, and England has pulled down a few metres into Brisbane's area of play. Simon once more. Now with Pinchinelli, quick handoff. Here's McGregor. He scored 3. He's looking for 4, and Britton can't handle. It was a tough call for him, but he put it down. Kevin Walters, Alan Langer, and Michael Hancock, and he's gone with the latter. Michael Hancock, $1,000 from Advance Bank for man of the match in this clash between Illawarra and Brisbane today. As Fritz makes another attempt to take Illawarra across that Brisbane line. They've done it 3 times in the match, but Brisbane have done it 6 times. All in all, though, the Steelers not disgraced in this game today, given that they've had 12 men for practically the entire game. 34-20 down. Skelton turning it back inside for Cross, and he takes the final tackle of the game. Eddie Ward acknowledges that, and repeating the final score, 34-20, 6 tries to 3, Brisbane over Illawarra.